Paanim na beses ko na 'tong inuulit. Paanim na beses na kayong pinag-ulitan ko ng problem na 'to. Okay. Wait lang. A 6-pole, 3-phase, 60-cycle alternator has 12 slots per pole and 4 conductors per slot. The winding is 5/6 pitch. There are 2,500,000 Maxwells entering the armature from each north pole, and this flux is sinusoidally distributed along the air gap. The armature coils are all connected in series, and the winding is Y connected. Determine the line EMF of the alternator. So, lagay lahat ng given. We have 6-pole, 3-phase, 60-cycle, 12 slots per pole, and 4 conductors per turn. Then, we have the winding is 5/6 pitch. And yung ating flux per pole is 2,500,000 Maxwell. Ma'am, paano nalaman na naka-per pole na yan? Sabi po dito ay from each north pole. So, per pole na po siya. Ano pa? Sabi, Y connected daw. And determine the line EMF. So, di ba, yung mga formulas na binigay sa atin kanina ay in terms of phase or generated voltage per phase. So, dun muna tayo dadaan bago tayo kumuha ng line EMF or line voltage. So, ano kaya ang gagamitin nating formula? Based on the given. Ang given ay may conductors, meaning Z. So, alin yung ating formula na gagamitin? Hello? Anong formula na gagamitin? Base dito. 2 point. Hello? Hello?
Yung 2.22 po.
Ayan. The formula with number of conductors, which is 2.22, Kp, Kd, frequency, flux per pole, Z per phase. And then, as you can see, the flux per pole is in terms of max. That's why you have to multiply this whole equation by 10 raised to negative 8. Okay, so do we have Kp? No. Kd? No. Frequency? Yes. We have here 60 cycle. That means we have 60 hertz. That is your frequency. Have flux per pole? Yes. So we don't have number of conductors per phase. So we have to get that first. So Z per phase is equals to, we have 4 conductors per turn times conductors per slot pala, sorry. Yes. Okay, so 4 conductors per slot times we need to multiply this by 12 slots per pole so that we can cancel out slots. Then we have to multiply this by 6 pole so that we can cancel this out. And then it is not yet in per phase, right? So we have to multiply this by 1/3 phase so that the answer will be conductor per phase. Okay? So 4 times 12 times 6 times 1/3. What is the answer? 96 conductors per phase. So we now have this one. Okay, so let's now get the pitch factor. Sine p degree over 2. So what is our p degree or coil pitch? So as you can see, we have here given, which is 5 over 6 pitch. That means we will just multiply 5 over 6 by 180 degrees. Kasi parang ano to eh, this is just like a percentage. If you get this in decimal, this is 0.8333. So parang 83% pitch. That's why you just have to multiply this by 180. So 5 over 6 times 180 degrees. That is equal to 150 degrees. That is your P degree. So Kp is equals to sine 150 over 2. What is our Kp? Ha? 0 point? 4 decimal places. $0.95. Oh, tayo. Tingnan natin ha. Ikaw ha. Sine 150 over 2.
0.9659 po.
965. 9659. Okay, paki-store ako sa A. 9659. Store nyo kay A, ha? Si KD naman. Meron na tayong KP, si KD naman. So, we have sine n d degree over 2 over n sine d degree over 2. So, kailangan natin makuha si n at si d degree. So, si n ay slot per pole per phase. That is equivalent to, we have here 12 slots per pole na. Ano? So, 12 slots per pole. So, kailangan naka-per phase siya. So, maglagay ka ng times 3 phase dito sa ilalim. Para slots per pole per phase na. So, that will be 12 divided by 3, which is equals to 4 slots per pole per phase. Okay, next is yung D degree. Alin ba si D degree? Sabi siya daw ay, ano nga to? 180 over slots per pole. So that's equivalent to 180 over 12. Ito. So that is equals to 15 degrees. So now that we have D degree and N, we can now get KB. So magiging sine 4 times 15 over 2 divided by 4 sine 15 over 2. Anong sagot sa KB? Store nyo sa A yung isa ha, kanina. Ito naman, store nyo sa B. Ano sagot? 0.9. Oh, paki-store ako kay B. So, meron na tayong KP, KD, frequency, flux per pole, Z per phase. So, makukuha na natin si generated voltage per phase. So 2.22 times KPI 0.9659, KDI 0.9577, frequency I 60, flux per pole 2,500,000. Tapos ang conductor per phase ay 96 times 10 raised to negative 8. So anong ating generated voltage per phase? Ang sigat. Ang sigat.
Meron din pala ako dito.
295 yata yan. Patingin. 295.713 volt. So, yung mga nakastore ang nilagay nyo dito ha, eksakto dapat yan. So, to get the line voltage, pag Y ang connection, sabi, ang line voltage ay equal sa square root of 3 times per phase na voltage. So, i-multiply nyo yung naging sagot nyo na yan kay square root of 3 and that will be your final answer. Line voltage. Anong sagots? 512. 1913 yata yan. Yan. So that is your final answer. Okay na? Screenshot nyo at yan magiging basehan nyo ng isosolve nyo. Next one. Okay. Another one. We have 84 slots, 4 poles, 1,500 RPM, 18 turns per coil. Flux per pole is 256 times 10 raised to 6 max. And yung slot or span is 1 to 22, half coiled. Find the generated EMF na naka-line to line. So we have here 84 slots, 4 poles, 1,500 RPM, 18 turns per coil. Flux per pole ay 2.56 times 10 raised to 6 max. Span or slots is 1 to 22. Half coil. Line to line. So, pag wala pong sinabi sa inyo kung anong connection, that is automatically Y. Okay, ano nga ang kanina ang sinabi? Kapag ka half-coiled, ano ang conversion? Ang gamitin natin yan dito. 2 slots per coil. Okay. Based on the given, ano ang gagamitin natin? Formula to get the generated voltage per phase. O, naka-turns are, naka-turns. Ano ibig sabihin? N ang given. Pag N ang given, ang gagamitin? 4.44. KP/KD, F, flux per pole, N per phase. Naka-Maxwell times 10 raised to negative 8. Okay? Kung ito ay naka-Weber, you don't need to multiply 10 raised to negative 8. Okay. So, meron tayong frequency? Wala. Kuhanin muna natin si frequency. Saan nga galing ito? P N or NP over 120. We have 4 poles. Ano yung ating speed? 1,500 RPM over 120. Ang frequency natin is equals to 50 Hz. Meron na tayong frequency. Meron din tayong, we also have flux per pole. We need to get the number of turns per phase. Number of turns per phase. We have 18 turns per coil times. So we need to multiply it by another coil so that we can cancel it out. So we have to use this conversion. But the coil needs to be on the numerator. So that we can cancel this out. So that will be 1 coil per 2 slots. Cancel. We have to multiply this by number of slots. 84 slots. Cancel. And it is in terms of per phase. So you have to multiply this by 1 over 3 phase. So 18 times 1/2 times 84 times 1/3 is 252 turns per phase. So, okay na tayo dito. Next ay let's get Kp. Sine P degree over 2. So, kung babalikan nyo yung ating P degree, we have here formula of span divided by slots per pole times 180, right? So that will be, span is 1 to 22, meaning 22 minus 1 over slots per pole is 84 slots per pole times 180. What is our P degree? $180 degree, tama? Tama ba? 180 degrees. Okay, ibig sabihin tayo ay naka full pitch. Full pitch winding, meaning ang KPI 1. Kasi 180 divided by 2 is 90. Sin 90 is 1. So ito si KP. Si KB naman, distribution factor. We have sine ND degree over 2 divided by N sine D degree over 2. We have to get first the N. N is slots per pole per phase. We have 84 slots per pole times 3 phase. Anong ating N? 7. Okay. Then, D degree is 180 over slots per pole. So, kailangan yung tandaan lahat ng yan, ha? We have 180 over 84 slots and 4 pole. Anong ating degree? 60 over 7?
Yes po.
Okay, so meron na tayong n and degree. Pwede na natin makuha si KD. Sine 7 times 60 over 7 over 2 divided by 7 sine 60 over 7 over 2. Anong KD? .9558. Okay, paki-store ako kay A. May KP, may KD, may frequency, may flux per pole, may turns per phase. Okay na, nakukuha na natin si generated voltage per phase. KP is 1, KD is 0.9558, frequency is 50, flux per pole is 2.56 times 10 raised to 6, and per phase is 252 times 10 raised to negative 8. Anong ating sagot? One three six 8.8943. Okay, so hindi pa yan yung final answer kasi line voltage ang hinahanap. Pag Y ang connection, sabi ang line voltage daw ay square root of 3 times phase voltage. So you have to multiply it by square root of 3. What is our line voltage?
To 370.9945 po.
Yan, sorry. 9945. Yan, this is our final answer. Okay, so do you have any question? Screenshot nyo na din to. Then, ito namang isa, screenshot nyo na din. Kasagutan nyo yan. Next. Okay, so ipapaliwanag ko lang to. So, itong part na to, may given na voltage per phase na naka-inductive, which is 8.12 volts. Ang kanya pong equivalent dun sa ating formula is 2.22 times frequency times flux per pole. That's why, if you're gonna solve it using this formula, papalitan mo lang siya. You're gonna replace it by 8.12. Okay? So that is Z per phase, KP, KD. And in this given, we have here given which is N or in terms of turn. But you're going to use this formula, Z per phase. So you have to to convert it into or in terms of conductors. So we have here conversion, 2 conductors per turn. So that you can convert it into conductors because we have here Z per phase. Okay, so that's all you need to solve this problem. Okay. Yan, so discuss ko na sa inyo yung yung test on alternators, ha? Dali lang naman to. Okay. So we have here the short circuit test. Okay, para magawa mo yung short circuit test, the armature terminals are short-circuited while a small field current is applied. Adjustments may be made such that the phase current is approximately equal to the rated load armature current per phase. So, ang gagawin mo, kapag ka siya ay pagka naka-short circuit test tayo, iso-shorten mo yung mga terminals. No? So, kung Y yung connection natin, so ito yung mga armature, gagawin mo, iso-shorten mo yung mga terminals. Pag dudugtong-dugtungin mo, kumbaga, kukonikan mo ng wire. Then, sa isa sa mga linya na yon maglalagay ka or you're gonna put an ammeter in series. Okay, so we have here an ammeter. You can also put it here or here. Okay, anywhere, any lines. So, after that, you're gonna check it, the reading of that ammeter. And that will be equal to your short circuit current. So, this is your short circuit current, ISC. Okay, that is, naka-per phase yan. ISC per phase. That is, per phase because here we have here ISC here, also here, and here. Okay? The reading of this ammeter will be equal to your short circuit current in when the connection is Y. But if the connection is delta, then you're gonna do the same. You're gonna shorted connect all the terminals, the terminal 1, 2, and 3, and then you will put an ammeter in series in any lines. So we have here A, so for example, here or here, any lines you can put there an ammeter. Then the reading of that ammeter will be equal. You're gonna divide it by square root of 3, and that is equal to your short circuit current, which is in per phase yan, per phase. So the reading of the ammeter divided by square root of 3, that is your short circuit current per phase. Okay, so after you get that short circuit current, you're gonna get the open circuit voltage naman. Okay, so to get that open circuit voltage, you need to do the open circuit test. Okay, so the armature terminals are open circuited and the field current is made equal to the field current during the short circuit test. With the armature winding open or circuit open, operate the alternator at synchronous speed and connect a DC source to the field, making provisions to adjust the field current so that starting 0, it may be raised until the AC voltage between any pair of terminals of the armature winding is somewhat above the rated EMF. So, ang gagawin naman dito is if it is delta yung connection, wait lang po. Okay, so sa short circuit test, ang kukuhanin mo doon ay short circuit current per phase. Pagka naman open circuit test, you're gonna get the open circuit voltage. Okay, so we have here a delta connected armature. Then we have here the armature terminals. You will put a voltmeter on the two terminals. Okay, you will parallel it, and then V is the voltmeter reading during the test. EOC is the open circuit voltage per phase. Per phase yan ha. And you're gonna get the voltmeter reading on open circuit voltage between line. So this is the open circuit part, which is the EOC, and then you're gonna parallel the voltmeter. Kung anong lalabas sa voltmeter na yan, kapag delta yung connection, it's gonna be equal. So your open circuit voltage is equal to the voltmeter reading if it is delta connected. If it is Y, then the voltmeter reading will be divided by square root of 3, and that is your open circuit voltage per phase. Okay, same lang ng process. Mapa Y or delta, mag-iiba lang yung they will be different in terms of conversion, because of the connection. Okay, so tandaan nyo lang to, ha? Okay, so after you get the ISC and EOC per phase, you can now get the synchronous impedance of an alternator. So synchronous impedance is equivalent to EOC per phase over ISC per phase. Okay, so this is your synchronous impedance, which is, you will use that in solving power, voltage, and current of an alternator. Okay, next is yung DC resistance test on alternator. Okay, so the armature resistance R per phase, so ito yon, is determined by using direct current and the voltmeter ammeter method. When we say voltmeter ammeter method, that is ohmmeter. Ohmmeter, ibig sabihin, ohms yung kukuhanin mo or resistance. So this is the DC value, and the effective armature resistance, AC resistance, is greater than this value due to skin effect. It is usual practice to take the effective resistance 1.5 times the DC value, so that RA is approximately equal to 1.5 of the RDC. This is resistance of DC value, RDC. Okay, so kapag Y ang connection, di ba ito yung mga resistance per phase natin, armature resistance per phase. So to get that armature resistance per phase, you will position an ohmmeter in the terminals of the armature between any two terminals. Between any two terminals of the armature. So we have 1, 2, 3 terminals. So we can put here an ohmmeter, which is in terminals 1 and 2, 2 and 3, or 1 and 3, anywhere. Anywhere mo lang, anywhere idikit or i-connect, equal ang makukuha. Okay, so pag Y ang connection, your RA or armature resistance per phase will be equal to R total, or yung basa mo dito, divided by 2. And then pagka naman delta yung connection, your R total will be multiplied by 3 halves, and that is your RA per phase. Again, this is already this is already the formula. Na-derive na siya. It is already derived from equations. And tatandaan nyo na lang. So, yan yung ating short circuit, open circuit, and resistance test on alternators. Okay, next is yung parallel operation of alternators na. So, last na to na part. Anong oras na? Kaya pa? Kaya pa. Paliwanagan na lang to, ano? So, in practice, a very large number of three-phase alternators operate in parallel because the various power stations are interconnected through the national grid. An alternator connected to such a system is said to be connected to infinite bus bars. The alternators may be connected to the infinite bus bars or disconnected from it depending on the power demand on the system. If alternator is connected to infinite bus bars, no matter what power is delivered by the incoming alternator, the voltage and frequency of the system remains the same. And the operation of connecting an alternator to the infinite bus bar is known as the paralleling with infinite bus bars. So, bago ako magdire-diretso, ano ba yung bus bars? No. So, pag sinabi nating bus bars, it serves as an electrical connection point where it gathers electric power from incoming feeders and then disperses it to outgoing feeders. Ibig sabihin, connection point siya ng alternator or ng mga generators papunta sa load. So, anytime, pwede ka mag-tap ng alternator at ng load doon. Okay? So, ayan yung main point ni bus bars. Electrical connection point. And the main function of the bus bar is to transport and distribute electricity. Okay? So, ito po ang itsura ng bus bar natin. Yung circuit niya. So, we have here bus bars. Ito yung connection. This is the bus bars. And as you can see, may connected na machine dyan or say for example, alternator. Okay, so we have here a machine 1, machine 2, 3, 4, 5. So, that's all the alternators, are connected. And we have here the loads. Para siyang nagko-collect and then collect and distribute. Parang ganun pa. Okay, so the figure shows a typical infinite bus system. Loads are tapped from the infinite bus at various load centers, and the proper method of connecting an alternator to the infinite bus bars is called synchronizing. A stationary alternator must not be connected to live bus bars. It is because the induced EMF is zero at standstill and a short circuit will result. Okay, so in order to connect an alternator safely to the infinite bus bars, the following conditions are met. First, kailangan yung terminal voltage of the incoming alternator or yung itatap mo na alternator must be the same as the bus bar voltage. Okay, so how to know if the terminal voltage of the alternator and bus bars are equal? Okay, so there is a voltmeter. It is indicated in a voltmeter. Okay, next is if it is not equal or the same, you can change the magnitude of the voltage of the incoming alternator by adjusting or changing the field excitation. When we say field excitation, that is the DC supply input. Field excitation, parang siya yung starter or exciter. Okay, letter B. the frequency of the generated voltage of the incoming alternator must be equal to the busbar's frequency, and the phase of the incoming alternator voltage must be identical with the phase of the busbar voltage. That means the frequency must be equal again to the busbar's frequency. Okay, so how to know that? That is indicated by using synchronizing lamps or synchroscope. Okay, so yun yung ginagamit para malaman kung ang frequency at phase ng alternator at ng busbar ay equal. Okay, so if the frequency is not the same with the busbar's frequency, you can change it by adjusting the speed of the prime mover driving the alternator. So you will change the speed of the mechanical part of your alternator. Okay, and next is the phase sequence. Okay, so the phase sequence of the voltage of the incoming alternator should be the same as the bus bars. So how to know if they have the same phase sequence? It is indicated by a phase sequence indicator. So may mga gamit naman para malaman mo kung safe na ba, no? Pwede na ba na i-connect si alternator sa infinite bus bars natin? Okay. So, that's it. Next is yung advantages of parallel operation of generators. Okay. So first is the continuity of service. So if a single large generator is used in the power plant, then in case of its breakdown, the whole plant will be shut down. No. So ibig sabihin, kapag ang gamit mo na generator is isa lang, isang malaking generator na kaya mag-handle ng malalaking powers. If in case na ito ay nag-breakdown or kailangan ng maintenance, the whole plant will be in shutdown. Ano? So, masya-shutdown lahat. Ano? Kasi ang gamit nyo ay, malaki siya na generator. Kaya niya mag-generate ng malaking power, but iisa lang. Okay, so in case na masira ito, shutdown agad ang planta nyo. So, however, if the power is supplied from a number of small units operating in parallel, then in case of failure of one unit, the continuity of the supply can be maintained by other healthy units. Meaning, if you're gonna use number of small units of alternators, which is operating in parallel, if in case of failure of one unit, you can still supply power. There's a continuity of service. Because, say for example, we have here parallel units of alternator. Let's say we have 5 units of alternator operating in parallel. In case that your let's say this one, 5th alternator needs to kailangan i-maintenance, ganun. Need maintenance, you will just isolate it from others. Let's say this one also. You just need to isolate it from others, and then the other units can continue supplying power. That's why it's the advantage of parallel operation of generators. Okay. Then we have the efficiency. Generators run most efficiently when loaded to their rated capacity. Okay. Ibig sabihin, yung kaya lang ng generator, yung rated capacity ng generator, if napoproduce niya yun, parang healthy yung unit mo. No? Kumbaga, efficient yung unit. Electric power costs less per kilowatt hour when the generator producing it is efficiently loaded. Therefore, when load demand on power plant decreases, one or more generators can be shut down and the remaining units can be efficiently loaded. That means, say for example, the grid demands the power plant. Say for example, we need this power. Ito lang yung kailangan namin na power. Okay. Sabihin ng plant, ay, kayang i-produce yan ng 2 lang na units. Shutdown muna natin yung 3. So, ganun lang. So, madaling magdagdag or magbawas kapag parallel yung operation ng generator. Okay. Next, we have the maintenance and repair. So, ayan nga. Sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, yung about sa maintenance at pagre-repair, you just isolate it from the others. And then, you just isolate it from the healthy units, yung affected na generator, while the load is being supplied by the other units. So, this leads to both safety and economy. So, madali lang magtanggal ng kailangan mong i-maintenance na part or na alternator. No? Next is increasing plant capacity. In the modern world of increasing population, the use of electricity is continuously increasing. So, when added capacity is required, the new unit can be simply paralleled with the old units. So, kung madali lang magtanggal or mag-decrease ng generators, ganun din kadaling magdagdag. Say for example, nag-increase ng demand yung grid. Ganito kalaking power ang kailangan natin ngayon. Mag-produce ka ng ganyan. Naku, hindi kaya ng 5 lang yan. Kailangan pandagdagan ng 2. So, you will just parallel it to the old units. So, dagdag lang ng dagdag. Ganyan. Then, the non-availability of single large unit. In many situations, a single unit is desired large capacity may not be available. So in that case, a number of smaller units can be operated in parallel to meet the load requirement. And generally, a single large unit is more expensive. So yun, yan po yung mga advantages kapag ang operation ng inyong generator ay parallel. Okay, so ayan. Ito pong practice problems, tsaka na po yan kasi kailangan kong i-discuss sa inyo yung circuit ba. So ayan. That's all for today. So tapos na tayo sa alternator. Na idadagdag na lang ako na kaunting pre-phase next week. Okay, so do you have any questions?
Walang log-in, log-out. Uy, paldang-palda. Hindi.
Okay, so if you don't have any questions, you may now leave. And thank you for listening and have a nice day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Po, ma'am.
Thank you po. Thank you po.